Hi, this is Dan Pigott from Real Estate Sussex Pigott Properties, and welcome to your September market update. Now, I always call this the second new year of the year. After Labor Day, when the market starts to pick up, you get a lot of new listings, and hopefully the buyers will come back to the marketplace at that time as well. And we've seen a little bit of that this year. The listing inventory continues to be very high, and we've seen a lot of product hit the market. But a lot of that product is what we call relists. So they're properties that have been on for the last 6 months to a year. They've just been repriced, or in some cases not repriced, and just relisted to reset the days on market. That said, we've also seen a bunch of new listings across the board, whether it's condos, townhouses, detached, in all the markets. And the inventory continues to sit at historical highs. In fact, when you look at the Lower Mainland, Metro Vancouver as a whole, across the board, we're sitting at nearly 37% more listing inventory than we've seen in the 10-year seasonal averages. Now, the good news is we're starting to see a little bit more action in terms of buyers and activity with people buying out there. And why that is we're starting to see easing on pricing. It's finally starting to make its way with all this inventory. The prices have started to come off. And I think the buyers are starting to say, hey, there's really good opportunity. So they are jumping in. Now, what is causing the drop in price? Well, a lot of things we've talked about with economic uncertainty, etc., over the last several months. But a metric that we look at is the listing to sales ratio. And this is something that shows what percentage of our current listings are selling. And when we see historically, when it dips below 12% for a prolonged period of time, that's when you're going to start to see the prices will come down. Across the Lower Mainland, right now on a whole, all property types, we're sitting about 12.4% listing to sales ratio. So right on that line where you start to see easing, which is why you're seeing, a 2 to 3 to 4% decrease in a lot of the product type. Now, it is different across the board. So if you look at detached market, for example, the listing to sales ratio in that marketplace is a bit lower than it is in some of our attached property markets. So at any rate, hopefully we'll see you out there this month. Watch for continued listing inventory. Hopefully we see the buyers pick up activity and we'll get some momentum as we get into our fall market. I'll be in touch next month. Call me if you have any questions.